Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. I'm here in my comic book room. I'm really excited to talk about 2019 and my plans for collecting this year. It's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a different year. 2018 was really awesome. A lot of these books you see on the wall right here are from 2018. Actually, pretty much everything but that Hawkman was from 2018. This was from 2018. That was from 2018. Lots of books from last year, lots of really great books. This year is going to be a little bit different, but I've got a want list. Show you guys maybe around a little bit in here, show you a couple books. We'll see what's going on. But with that being said, let's get straight into this 2019 comic book want list video. Hopefully you guys are ready, and I'll talk to you in just a bit. So I'm over here at one of my filing cabinets. I think I'm going to try to do this, show you guys a little bit more into the collection on each video. And what I've done is, I don't think you can read these because of the light that's shining here, but this is Green Lantern, Superman, New 52, Batman, Justice League Dark, Justice League of America. And we've got Adam Hughes covers. So Catwoman and Adam Hughes stuff is in here. So I'm going to show you guys in there just a touch. Most everything in here is Adam Hughes books. Dr. Midnight, Fairest, got just tons of stuff in here. Fairest #1, you got the Rose and Thorn, let's see here, Batgirl stuff, Vampirella, Voodoo, Witchblade, Tomb Raider, Gen 13, a whole bunch of Wonder Woman here at the front. Now I pulled out a select bunch that we're just going to go through right now, so let's switch back to the couch, take a look at those. Alright, so we're back on the couch. I've got the select few comic books that I want to show you, and then we'll get to the 2019 comic book want list. There could be some background noise upstairs, but that's just the family having fun. Can't complain about that. So first up is Star Wars Rebel Heist #1. Really nice Adam Hughes cover there. Rebel Heist #2 with Princess Leia. The ones you want of these, I believe, are the sketch variants. Those are really hard to find. They may be a lower print run. I don't know if they're first or second print, but I do know that they're pretty hard to find, and those are the ones you want, I believe, are the sketch ones. So keep a lookout for those. Wonder Woman 159. Wonder Woman 188. I've got the full run of Wonder Woman, and I've got the full run of Catwoman. I don't necessarily keep all of like the keys in that one, like the really sought after Wonder Woman or Catwoman or Zatanna books. Keep those in Mylar or in top loaders, or some of them are even graded back in the storage room. Dr. Midnight #1. I've got 2 sets of Dr. Midnight. Here's Catwoman 81. Just some of the ones that aren't really shown off all the time, but are still great covers. Obviously in Catwoman you've got 51, you've got 70. Here's a couple of the Zatanna ones, which are sought after. There's 58. Once again, sorry for the background noise, but can't complain about it at all. I love it. Here's number 50 with a really great Zatanna on the poster there on the wall. Awesome, awesome book. I can't remember the Doom or Seeking Near Mint showing this one, but here's Catwoman 48, Adam Hughes cover. Some Tomb Raider ones. I've got some Tomb Raider in other spots as well that are Adam Hughes covers. So here's one of the Tomb Raider covers, and here is another one. Tomb Raider, let's see, this is Lara Croft Tomb Raider 34. I was searching for all of these and bought these back in like mid to late 2000s, like 2008, 2009, 2010. I really like this cover. Sorry about the sticker, but Life with Archie 36, Adam Hughes. This is when they're coping with the death of Archie, I believe. So there's that. Another great Adam Hughes cover that I don't see that often anymore being shown is this Betty and Veronica 275. And I really like this. This one predates the Betty and Veronica series that Adam Hughes did the 1, 2, and 3 on. So that It's got a nice pressable defect right there. Then 3 more books. Some of my favorite Adam Hughes covers that aren't necessarily high dollar books, so you can find these while you're digging out in the wild. This is Ferris number 3, one of my favorite and probably my most favorite of the Ferris covers that Adam Hughes did. Rose and Thorn number 4. This is probably the most sought after book in the Rose and Thorn. I think I've got 2 full sets of Rose and Thorn. Didn't do very many, maybe like 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. So there's Rose and Thorn number 4. And this is the, like I said, most sought after one in that series. And then Adam Hughes did some really great Witchblade. And so this is one of my favorite Witchblade covers. And probably the most sought after Adam Hughes Witchblade cover is Witchblade 87. All right, so 2019 is a little bit different of a year. My goal this year is to upgrade some of the books that I have in my collection and get graded copies of those books so I can display them on my wall behind me, kind of change up this setup. More like Bad Dad Comics has, where I want to get maybe a rail system where I can just put a ton of books and have them more flat against the wall. But this year has been crazy. 2019, I didn't have Showcase 4 on my list. I didn't have Showcase 22. I didn't have Brave and the Bold, but I got these 2 from Thanatos Comics. I wasn't expecting to buy those books, but when the opportunity presented himself, he was going to go for different books. I was happy to take those off his hands. So it's definitely nice to keep stuff within the community. So let's get right to this list. So I know what they're doing upstairs. They're now playing Jenga in the room right above me, so it could get crazy. My 6-year-old loves to play it, and she just goes absolutely nuts. The first book on the list is Showcase 34. This is the first appearance of the Adam Ray Palmer, and it is, I would like it graded at a 4.0 to 5.0, and that would be an upgrade from this copy that I have. I got this in Pittsburgh a couple years ago. It's got a couple issues going on with this. It's got some water damage up here. As you can see right there's a little bit of discoloration. And then it's got that grease pen. So I was wondering, you know, maybe gonna send this out to like E-Rod or Midwest Comic Man to see if they can remove that or at least make it more presentable. But I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade this one this year, and that's number 10 on my list is Showcase number 34, the first appearance of Ray Palmer, the Atom. Okay, the next book on the list, got the Showcase. The next book on the list is, okay, it's Aquaman number 11. And Aquaman number 11 is the first appearance of Mera. Now, this is not necessarily the best time to buy this book. And I'll tell you why. Because the height of the popularity is right now. You don't buy stocks at the height of their popularity. You buy them in 2008 when the stock market and the housing market crashed. That's when you buy the stocks. When nobody's talking about a book is when you buy the book. Everyone's talking about Mera, everyone's talking about Black Manta, everyone's talking about Ocean Master. Those are the books you probably don't want to buy right now, but it is on the list. It's number 9. I would like to get it at a 4.0 to a 5.0, and the reason why I would like to get it upgraded is because I have probably a 1.0 to 1.5 graded copy. I'll show you the defects on this. So this is my copy of the first appearance of Mera. This piece right here, you see that this corner chunk right here is hanging on for dear life. It's hanging on by a thread. There's already a piece of tape up here, which I don't know why there is a piece of tape right there. Doesn't seem like it's holding. It's holding at both staples, believe it or not. I think it's holding at both staples, but it's got this chunk missing right out of there. It's just a pretty good placeholder. So I'm looking through my books. I can pull it out and see, oh, there's the first appearance of Mera. Now, I did read this recently. These Aquaman stories are crazy. This version of Mera came from another dimension, I believe. It wasn't another world. It was like another dimension. And she's being chased by some of the royal guards or some of the, maybe the enemies of her father. But yeah, this is Aquaman 11. Just read it recently, and I would like to upgrade it to about a 4.0 to a 4.5. Next book on the list, Got the showcase, you've got the Aquaman. It's another upgrade, and it's X-Men 94. So I'd love to upgrade my X-Men 94, and the reason why I think now is the time was because I actually sold this. So this should say replace my X-Men 94. I don't have an X-Men 94 right now. It's the first appearance of the new team in the X-Men title, and just got that one recently upgraded from a 3.5. Bub's Comics, shout out to Bub's Comics, bought my 3.5, really nice solid copy, and I was able to upgrade to an 8.0, and I would love to pair that next to an X-Men 94. Red giant size, X-Men 94, X-Men 95, X-Men 96, and love the story. The death of Thunderbird versus Cyclops, man, they did not get along. They didn't get along from the very beginning, and they didn't get along when he died, and then I think in 96 and 97, Cyclops is having nightmares and regret and all this stuff about Thunderbird's death. But great stories. Would really love to get about, what did I say, 6.0 to 7.0 copy of X-Men 94. Very important comic if you're an X-Men collector. Okay, number 7 on the list is Flash 139, and this once again is an upgrade. So let me show you what I'm working with right now. I got this book, threw it into a Mylar, and this one is pretty rough. It's probably a 2.0. I've got to open it up and check it out to give it a good look through, but you've got chunk missing right there, which kind of looks like a tape pull. You've got moisture damage, so it could be moisture from another book maybe. Got connected and then got taken off when the books were separated. Got some moisture damage here, as you can see. And then the spine's pretty beat up. I'm going to call this a good 2.0. It's got some writing on Barry Allen's leg. But you guys, I haven't made a video since December. And what I've been doing, got some personal things going on, but what I've been doing is reading Flash like you would not believe. I finished up some Silver Age Flash trades, like the big Silver Age collections, and then I read everything 2011, New 52, to current number 62. I've read over 100 issues of The Flash, and Reverse Flash, Zoom, the Rogues, love these characters, and this is the first appearance of Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash. I've got to get a nice copy of this, and I want about a 4.0 to 5.0. That's about what I'm looking at. This book is a little bit more expensive because of the character. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other Flash books, but that's definitely one that I want to get upgraded this year. Alright, next book on the list, number 6, is The Flash 112. That's the first appearance of Elongated Man, Ralph Dibny, and one of the reasons why I like Ralph Dibny so much is because he was the central focus in Identity Crisis, and that's one of the books that brought me back into comic book reading and comic book collecting in the very early 2000s. I've got Flash 110 right there. Someday I might want to upgrade that. That's a 2.0. That's the first appearance of Weather Wizard and Wally West, but 112 is the first appearance of Elongated Man. In Identity Crisis, Sue Dibny was murdered, and Ralph Dibny just obviously wrecked because of it. And it's insane, the twist at the end. So if you've never read Identity Crisis, check it out. But I'd like to get that in probably a 6.0 to 7.0 range. Anywhere from a 4 to a 6 would be fine as well. And probably pretty affordable. I think you can still get that book for like under $200. So that's one book that I would really love to add to my collection, and it's the first book on the list that would be brand new to my collection. I've never owned the first appearance of Elongated Man. Okay, I'm going to do the next two because I know what the next two are. I'm going to do them right straight in a row. The first is Justice League of America number 1. One of the reasons why I want this book is because I've got The Brave and the Bold, number 28, the first appearance of Justice League, and now I would really love to have the first Justice League of America comic. And then if you can guess, Oh, I'd probably like that in a 3.0 to 4.0 grade. I think that would pair nicely with a 3.0. Brave and the Bold 28 from Thanatos Comics. Green Lantern #1 at a 3.0 to 4.0. And that would also pair nicely with this Showcase 22, first appearance of Hal Jordan. Have always loved Hal Jordan. One of my very favorite comic book characters. Jeff Johns, Green Lantern Rebirth in 2005, and then I've got the first of that Jeff Johns run, all the way up to Brightest Day. One of my favorite comic book runs to read of all time. I didn't put Flash 105, but I'd also like to get Flash 105 someday. That book's a little bit more pricey and low grade. It's still over $1,000. So those are #4 and #5 on the list. Green Lantern #1 and Justice League of America #1. Probably 3.0 to 4.0 grade. Okay, next book on the list is Marvel Spotlight #5, 5.0 to 6.5 grade. Okay, one of the reasons why I put Marvel Spotlight #5 on the list is, well, first of all, I've got Ghost Rider #1 at a 6.5, and really like that book. Have always liked Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, and I think right now is the time to buy this book. It is still relatively cheap. Look at some of the other books in that Bronze Age, what is it, like 20-cent comics? 20-cent comics of the 1970s. You've got Wolverine, you've got Tomb of Dracula, you've got Werewolf by Night. Those books are being speculated on really hard right now. Everyone is talking about those, and then you go over to the DC side, everyone is buying, and everyone's looking for Swamp Thing, so they're looking for the House of Secrets 92. Everyone is looking for those books. Everyone is talking about those books. I don't see a lot of guys talking about Marvel Spotlight #5. I don't see a lot of guys going after the big Ghost Rider spec. I don't think it's a spec. I don't really personally see a lot of movie news. I don't see a big possibility of him being in the MCU, but nobody's talking about it. I've got this really nice Ghost Rider #1. I'd love to pair it with a really nice Marvel Spotlight. And this is my copy right now. Found it while digging at my local LCS, which actually closed down, unfortunately, in December. But this is my copy. Got it for pretty good price. It is honestly about maybe a 3.0, 3.0 at best, because it's got that big old crease right there, big crease running down the book. But unlike the Mera, everyone's talking about Mera right now because the Aquaman movie was good and it produced a lot of revenue for DC, and nobody's really talking about Ghost Rider. If anyone's talking Ghost Rider, they're talking Cosmic Ghost Rider, and they're buying that book. And so while everyone's not talking about it, I'm going to go after an upgrade on this book, and I want to get about a 5.0 to 6.5. 6.5 would be great to pair with that one. So that is number 3 on the list already. Okay, we're up to number 2. So this year, in 2018, made a really big trade plus cash deal, and I got Showcase #4. First appearance of Barry Allen. These two characters right here, Barry Allen and Hal Jordan, my favorite characters in comic books. I love Superman. I love the X-Men, but those two are my 2 favorite characters in comics. I will read their comics all day long. Silver Age, Bronze Age, modern, it doesn't matter what it is. I love opening up a Green Lantern book or a Flash book and reading those things. Do it from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. If I get any free time, I'm reading those 2 titles. I had to get rid of a big book to get that one, obviously. So I got rid of my copy of number 2 on the list, Amazing Spider-Man 129. And that's the first appearance of Frank Castle, the Punisher, and the first appearance of the Jackal. I would love to get it, and I put replace there. I would love to get a 6.0 to an 8.0. I think that would be a really respectable grade. Kind of aiming my sights a little higher for that book. Once again, this is not the time to buy an ASM 129. Everyone's talking about how good Season 2. I know the New York Warriors just talked about it on Monday night, how good Season 2 was. Not as good as Season 1, they said, but still very good. Frank Castle has got a lot of potential. The actor that played him did a fantastic job portraying the character. They loved it. I trust what they say. This is not the time to buy that book, but I feel like it's still a book on the rise, so I'm going to try to potentially get that book this year because I miss it. I miss it out of my collection. I had to sacrifice it to get this book, but I'd like to try to get that one back. So Amazing Spider-Man 129 is the number 2 book on my list for this year. And so number 1 on my list is a carryover from last year. This is a book that I would really love to get finally. And I think it's very undervalued right now in the grade that I would like to get it at. I'd like to spend anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 on this book, which I remember like 2 years ago could get you a really nice copy of X-Men #1. Like $1,500 could get you an X-Men #1 in like 2.5, like $1,700 to $2,000 could get you a 3.0, which is insane. So I think this one's undervalued. It's another one of those Marvel first appearances before '68 when they did the big premiere issues, and this was 1966. Daredevil #1. I'd like to get it in a 3.0 to 4.0. I think that would be a good solid grade for that book. Something that's presentable but that doesn't break the bank. So that's #1 on my list. Carryover from last year. Daredevil #1. Don't really have to explain that one very much. It's just been a book that I've always wanted. I think Reaper Tate actually once said that he got that book and felt like his collection. I may be getting confused because I watch a lot of Reaper Tate videos, but he got the Daredevil #1 and he felt like his collection was really significant. At that point he felt like a good collector, or like it validated his comic book collection. So I feel like my comic book collection is really nice, but it is missing that Daredevil #1. Every time I see somebody show it, I'm like, man, that's a really great book. I'm really happy for you, and I would love to also have a Daredevil #1. So that is my #1, Daredevil #1 in about a 3.0 to 4.0 grade. That is it, you guys. That is my top 10 comic book want list of this year. I'm going to really attack this. I'm going to attack this Dave Ramsey style, as if some of these books are debt to me. I want these books, and I'm going to try to go attack some of these smaller ones, get some of these smaller ones checked off the list. And if you have any of these books that you're willing to sell or trade for, I would love to make a deal. So hit me up. Let me know in the comments. Email me, find me on Instagram. Just send me a message, whatever you got. If you got any of these books graded in any of these grades and you want something else, let me know what you're looking for and maybe we can make a deal. But yeah, there is my 2019 want list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I haven't made content, you guys. I've been focusing on something that's very, very important to me. A few of you know, and it's not like a secret, you guys. I just don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about comic books right now. But things are great. Prayers have been answered. And thank you all. For those who know what happened, thank you all for sticking with me, for praying with me, and for all the support. For everyone else, thank you so much for sticking with my channel. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, feel free to hit that subscription button. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload, because it is more sporadic these days. I'm really trying to be laser focused on books that I really want. Hopefully this year we'll be selling some more comics. Hopefully this year I'll be buying some more comics. But either way, I'll be showing you guys some of the collection. I want to do some, before I quit this video, I got a comment from a video from one of my first videos that I ever did recently, and it was an action figure haul. And that was a video that got 2,400 views already. You know, and it's one that I really haven't gone back to look at. So maybe I'll do some figure, like action figure collection videos. What I'm looking at right now is action figures, action figures, action figures, action figures, a pile of action figures, comic books, pile of comic books. I can do videos all day long showing you guys collection videos, which would, you know, put some more content out there, give you guys what we all love to talk about, comic books. And when I heard somebody say they went over to Silver Age Dave's, or Silver Age Dave was talking about how he invited another member of the community over to the house. What better to do is look at the collection, talk about comic books. So let's look at collections. Let's talk about comic books. Hopefully 2019 will be an awesome year. But with that being said, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Please leave a like for this video and leave a comment letting me know what your thoughts are on this year, what your thoughts are on this video. It's a little bit different than my normal videos, a little bit longer, but let's talk comics. It's 2019. This is what we love to do. I'll talk to you guys all on the next video. Check out some of these other videos. All right, see you guys. Bye.